Good morning to you guys. Well, it is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it is Friday. It feels like Friday. I am so happy it's Friday. Did I mention it's Friday, guys? So, welcome. Trooper Steve on patrol live here in Results One. And we're out here in the attractions area, tourist area, right off of State Road 535, Apopka Vineland. And, man, I spent so many years out here as a trooper. This was my zone called PAT 3, Patrol Zone 3. And this was my first assignment, was this zone. It was pretty cool because I grew up over here. Being from Kissimmee and living out here a lot. But patterns change. Influx of population and visitors changed to this area, and 535 really needed a major facelift, and that's what happened. So the traffic pattern out here at State Road 535 has changed up just a little bit. And when I say just a little bit, they've basically, and we're going to drive and see it, but I just want to talk about it for a second. But what they've done was, I'm looking for the word in my head here, was they've basically, there it is, solidified what they wanted you to do before, but so many of you guys were just driving over lines, we're running red lights, we're making lefts where you couldn't make certain traffic moves. And what they did, well, they basically put cement guides from about 536 all the way up to I-4. Meaning, whenever you get into a traffic lane, you're there. There's no trying to cut over. If the right lane says right turn, guess what? You're making that right turn. You're not going to be making left across multiple travel lanes and things like that. Got to have my drink. All right, guys. Let's get out of the parking lot. I'm right here ready at 535. And let's take a nice little drive and check this area out. This area is booming. I was sitting out here about 40 minutes ago getting everything ready in the truck and all that fun stuff. And some things haven't changed. Whenever people take off from that 535 spot, man, and 536 northbound, you guys take off. So we'll take a nice little drive. Obviously, I'm in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. It's always a benefit. I just posted on Facebook, the benefits of being a mobile news guy. What is that? I get to eat something. So we'll stop right here before we head out, make those complete stops. Guys, something to pay attention to, Lisa Bell brought it to my attention, is signage in a parking lot. It's there for a reason. You need to follow that stuff because, yeah, you may not be able to catch a citation for proactive enforcement, but if you hurt somebody as a result of not following a traffic control device within a parking lot, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So, because at that point it's kind of reckless. So, all right, we're leaving the Vistania Resort here, approaching 535 at the intersection of Vistania Century Drive. And what does it say here? Look above. We now have a no right on red sign here. So this is new. You used to be able to make a right directly out of here, and there was never a traffic light. So this is a complete new traffic control device, complete new traffic light lit intersection here at Apopka Vineland, also known as 535 at Vistania Century, or Center, excuse me. On the other side, it's called Blue Heron Beach Drive. So this is something new. And the fact that it is a temporary or an alternating no right on red. So sometimes they allow it, sometimes they don't. Right now, that sign is illuminated with the right turn sign and a big red cross right through it, meaning I cannot make a right on red here. I have two right turn arrows, okay? If that right on red sign disappears, no right, like it did right there, I can now make my right on red. But here's a pop quiz for you. What if only the no turn on red sign went away and the two red right arrows were still there? Could I make the right turn there? And the answer, yes. You are allowed to make a right on red here in the state of Florida, even if it's a right on red arrow. You just must make sure that you complete your stop. Here's another new traffic signal that they've put in at Vistania Drive. So the other one was Vistania Center. This one's Vistania Drive. And this is a new traffic control device. Also leaving Vistania, you can only make a right. But here, there's a new U-turn lit sight. So they've really updated this area when it came to traffic control devices. Now, what's the biggest problem, I think, out in this area is going to be right here, what I'm going to show you. So we're just north of 536 Epcot Center, the big road that goes right into Disney. And I'll show you something here. Look at that stretch of road. You have everything is yours, basically. And drivers end up getting up to way too fast of speed. The speed limit here is 45 miles per hour. Something else they have put in, and I will move to the right lane here so I can show you, which is pretty cool, and I like proactive traffic control devices. We're in the right lane now, northbound, coming back up on that new traffic signal outside of Bryan's Spanish Cove. Speed limit is 45 miles an hour. It's always been 45 miles an hour. Look to the right here. We have a speed measuring device. So if you're exceeding the posted speed limit, it doesn't even pick me up because I'm doing 30 miles an hour. Then that will actively start flashing at you to let you know, yo, bro, slow it down a little bit. All right, let's get interesting here. As you continue northbound on 535 here, here's the intersection that we came out of. So to the left of your screen is where we made the right. As we continue northbound here, they've installed a lot of those temporary signs. So if you looked right about now, top left, you see that digital sign. It's not, no words are in there. So you treat everything as normal. Continue up here a little bit. You now have 3 through lanes and a designated left turn lane right there at Lake Vining Drive. And another one of those temporary signs is installed there. Next intersection has no name. It is a private drive, and it also has one of those temporary signs. Something I'm noticing, guys, any of the businesses on the west side of 535, you are now only right turn only. That is interesting. That is brand new. Used to, that last intersection, you used to be able to make a left or right depending on the lights. I do think that is a traffic mitigation, like build-up mitigation is what they're doing, is to force certain traffic in a certain direction. So now if you're leaving Chick-fil-A, any of those restaurants on the Wendy's, the gas station, on the west side of 535, it is now a right turn only out of there. That is a significantly new thing. So then you come here, and we're at I-4 and 535, the northernmost part, and this lady is on her phone. Let's see, can we see her? No, the thing's faded. So once you hit I-4, there is, oh, she saw me. Look at her. Look at her. Hey, you're not on the phone anymore? If you touch the phone, you'll be our first clown. No? Okay. So on the northern part of the complaint from today for Trooper Steve on patrol, this area has a lot of construction still happening. So there's a new ramp being put in here. We've covered this story for years. The Crossroads area that got tore down to put in new ramp work, to put a direct ramp up into this area. The turning in this portion from the off-ramp to 535, you need to be extremely careful because they have, look at the far left of your screen, they have cement temporary barriers there to stop you from going into the construction zone. You just, as long as you're minding your P's and Q's here, should be good to go. I don't see the lanes being too narrow. I don't see any issue right off the top of my head, but we'll, wow, oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, I can't even show it to you guys because my camera's all fogged. But the entire side of the roadway over here, that is going to be one heck of an entrance ramp. If you get the opportunity, I know I am sounding like a complete traffic nerd at the moment, but if you get the opportunity to just drive through here and you haven't been down here in a while, and you look to where TGI Fridays used to be, there used to be, because I was younger, I'm not old, younger at the time over here, there was a good Taco Bell over here. The entire Crossroads area, Flipper's Pizza, it's gone. There used to be a Goodings. Any of you guys remember Goodings? They had the little shopping carts. My grandmother used to take me out there. But this area, major construction. But the good thing is it's highly contained. So it's really not affecting traffic flow out here. The biggest thing that I'm noticing, to answer probably the topic for today, I can't make a U-turn here, I just noticed the U-turn sign, is you just need to be aware of the temporary changing of signs. So we're going to pull here into Disney property, into Disney Springs, because I'm not about to make a legal U-turn, and we'll make a U-turn wherever it is safe for us to do so. Good weather this morning, but I tell you right now, if you walk outside, it feels like you jumped in the pool. Producer Thomas and I were talking about that beforehand, and my gosh, it is just thick outside this morning. So pulling over here to Disney Springs, I'm going to pull a quick U-turn right here, and we'll get back out to 535. I want nothing to do with Disney Springs right now, and we'll get back going. Give me 1 second here so we can safely make a U-turn, because that's what it's about. If you're joining us this morning, first and foremost, Siri, I'm not talking to you. If you're just joining us this morning, Siri's interrupting me. But I want you to know where we're at. We're along 535 here in unincorporated portions of Orange County. From I-4 down to 536, which is Epcot Center. I know a lot of you guys, whether you're in Kissimmee, Point Siena, that is a major cut-through area. A lot of cast members because it's so close to the Disney company. And then you mix tourism. And then you mix people from all over the world and residents into one spot. It used to get crazy out here. Every intersection on my old FHP laptop I had saved because certain crashes require you to draw a diagram to what happened. But this area used to be an absolute mess. Now, I can only, if I was to reach out to a trooper now, I'm sure they had to redesign everything, but the crashes were abundant, and they were all pretty much extremely minor. People making a lot of mistakes, people making the lefts in front of each other like I spoke about a few minutes ago. But I do think, looking at this, it's so orderly. We're going to now go and hit the southbound portion of it so we could see that, and then we'll wrap it. But what they've done by raising the medians, placing cement guides along the travel lanes to prevent crossover traffic, genius. Wish that guy would get off his phone. Let's tell him to get off his phone. Hey, how about you get off your phone? I love this thing, guys. This is the best thing in the world. And he's just all up on it. Can I show him? Let's see. It's foggy, but we'll show him. All up on it. And he was on Snapchat. That's not GPS. They'd catch you a ticket, by the way, because this is an active construction zone, meaning you are not allowed to touch your phone. So we are now southbound at 535 here, approaching I-4. This is what's different. Look at the road here. It's gross. It is not completed. This is still travel lanes being installed or expanded on the northern portion of 535 at I-4. So once you go underneath the overpass there, you'll start to see the change. You're like, oh, wow, south part looks much better than this part. But looking around here, you can tell they're going to expand this out. And a lot of the reason is because there is a new on-ramp ultimately that will be installed out here. And it's going to help alleviate a lot of that Turkey Lake, Palm Parkway, 535 traffic to help just assist it, really, because they're not going to close or eliminate any of the other ramps. It's an additional multi-lane ramp that is being put out here. And I tell you, that's going to be awesome. I'm sure there's not many people that get as excited as I do about stuff like this, but it's going to be good, and it's going to help out. But that's why you have this construction here, because they're starting to add extra lanes before they put that ramp in. Kind of makes sense, right? So the good part is, south of here, it's beautiful. No problems. It is clear. My phone's blowing up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And it's clear as anything. So we'll hit this southbound, and then we'll wrap this up just so you can see what's going on. But the biggest thing I'm noticing is almost every intersection now that has a new traffic light has one of those temporary marquee digital signs. So what it does is it tells you sometimes you can make it right on red, sometimes you can't. So that's one big addition out here that you need to pay attention to. And there have been 2 intersections that have been added. Look at this joker over here driving in the Nissan all over the road. Like, figure it out, bro. Like the guy all the way to the right of the screen. He's just trying to get on I-4 and can't figure it out. Maybe because she's about to eat the steering wheel. Guys, please, when we're going to talk about this, I think Monday, about being so close to the steering wheel and your proper positioning. Pay attention to that, guys. So, all right, we're back southbound. We just hit Vineland. Let's look around a little bit. Even out here on the main road, southbound, we have a marquee there, a little digital sign. Watch out for those. But look how clear everything is on the roadway. There are new raised medians. All the paintings have been redone out here. There is limitations when it comes to exiting from the west side of 535. If you're pulling out from the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A, the Wendy's, and things like that. But they did also install a new U-turn, which is genius, because too many people were pulling into a business and then pulling out. We're going to show that right here. We'll head north and wrap this up. So this is right here at that last intersection before you hit 536. See? And I want to show you this cool sign. Even though this guy from Florida with his purple tag must not know where his turning signal's at, as he got right in front of me. By the way, the white emitting from the taillight, that will also get you pulled over. You cannot have any of that. So that sign up there, that digital sign next to the flashing yellow sign, the flashing left arrow, it reads left turn yield on flashing yellow arrow. So left turn yield. What does that mean? That means when this is, you got to stop first before any traffic is coming. You must pay attention. That's what that's saying. On flashing yellow arrow, meaning at some point maybe it goes red, maybe it does something else. So now we're clear. We make our turn. Truck is big, so we're going to go all the way to the right, and we made a safe turn. And then we get passed by someone doing about 60 miles an hour in a 45 zone. Good job there, buddy. So a lot of differences out here on 535, but guys, I'm all for it. All for this. Maybe because I'm a little biased. I used to remember what this was like, not only for just commuting, but enforcement. And it was not the best area to come out to. I hated coming out here because, one, you'd have to fight traffic. Then the crashes were in the travel lanes. You'd have to shut down a lane or something to get the cars moving. I feel like they've created some space out here. Really excited to see this. And I think it's extremely beneficial. So some key takeaways are each intersection is brand new, has new traffic lights, and has temporary signage that is there, meaning you must pay attention to everything that is on the traffic post, because there are portions of it that sometimes you are allowed to do and other times you are not allowed to do. 535 is not only just for tourists, the Apopka Vineland area, because of the attractions and the outlets out here, but it is a major cut-through road for cast members, Kissimmee, Poinciana, western portions of Osceola County to get to Metro Orlando, because it leads right here to I-4. This ramp that we're going to get on right before we end this thing, I'll show it to you guys, because we're coming up on Vineland. Got Landry's Seafood, good spot here. You joker, just because there's space doesn't mean clown. Give it to him, Thomas. This clown right here, the Hyundai Accent. You are getting clowned, my friend. Turning signal, we get on. I just don't understand. Just because you drive like a little go-kart car doesn't mean you need to be jumping into people's spaces. Like, I drive a go-kart car, a small car I own, and I don't drive like that. Like, come on. And just because you put your turning signal on does not mean it's a force shield. There's no Harry Potter powers out here, guys. So, all right. Man, that got me. It bothers me, because if everyone else is lined up and everyone else is choosing to do the right thing, it's going to be that joker that when they cause the crash, they're going to complain, well, traffic was a mess. Well, right. We were a mess together, and you were an individual, and you caused the crash. So, appreciate you guys listening to me rant for, 20 21 minutes, about 5:35. But we could talk all day about 5:35. We could have gone all the way up to Dr. Phillips and chatted about it. A lot of new additions out there, but really, really good getting results type of additions. Things that I think are benefiting 535. So great job on the Department of Transportation or whoever made those decisions out there. Looking forward to seeing the rest of 535 done on the northern portion. For now, I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. A few things before I go. Be safe. Please, of course, most importantly. And tomorrow, I will be emceeing the Safety Village, Children's Safety Village Awards Gala for amazing heroes in our community, kids, civilians, law enforcement that have gone on above and beyond what is asked of them and saved people's lives. They were awarding a kid that saved somebody out of a pool, and that will be taking place at Luke Gardens tomorrow. What else? There's a lot going on. We're always up to something, but make sure you're following us on News 6, clickorlando.com, all our social media platforms, because we're always putting cool stuff out there. We're really tip of the spear with that stuff, guys. So I'm going to continue eastbound here on I-4 at a whopping 47 miles an hour in a 60 zone. You got to love it. I love you guys. Take it easy. Be safe. I'll see you later.